Hello. Welcome. Hodgepodge 3.0. Ready, go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of Restitching the Tapestry. It is Thursday, December 7th, 2023. We are on the home stretch. Should I just make a baseball reference? We are on the home stretch of the year. I never make sporty references. I was more of a posh spice, not a sporty spice. Oh my goodness, Ari, what have you been up to?
Oh my God. So I don't know who to talk about this, but I've been living my best life. This semester, I'm starting a new semester of college for my master's degree, and it's a poetry class. So it's super easy, super chill. I'm gonna be reading a poem from it tonight. Because we're hodgepodging.
We're hodgepodging all over the place.
But super chill. I'm trying to get my apartment ready because my sister's coming home.
Oh, right. She's coming close to Christmas, right?
Right. But I've been having some super intense meditations lately, and I don't know who to talk about with this stuff because it's
what better place than here?
If you
feel comfortable.
I have these visions. I'm having these visions, and they're really vivid. And if you've never practiced TM, I don't know how somebody would relate to the experiences that I'm having. I think that maybe I should contact my coach about it, because maybe they'll understand. But they're really vivid, and they're really intense visions that I'm having during these. It's always comes towards the end of my meditation, when I'm because usually what it is I go down and I'm transcending, and I'm kind of, because when you transcend, it's sort of you're kind of in this space where you're just not experiencing anything. It's just sort of nothing. You're just kind of there, and you're saying your mantra, and kind of that falls away, and you're just sort of kind of just floating. It's sort of this cool feeling of just you're just zenning. You're just in this zen feeling, and it's really
you're
good
zenning.
Feeling. You're just in the zen moment of just it just feels like you're floating, you're just experiencing ultimate peace for a moment. And it's just it's not blackness. It's nothing. You're just feeling nothing for a moment. So time just stops. It ceases to exist. You stop to exist. You exist somewhere, and that things exist outside of you, but it's sort of nothing ceases to matter in that moment. It's just you're existing in some kind of space. And it's really hard to explain how it feels good, whatever it is. It feels good. But but as I'm coming out of it, as I break away from this consciousness that I'm experiencing, I start to have really intense visions. And I sometimes write them down, but then sometimes I don't, because it's usually a rush, a flash of images all at once. It's sort of like being on a roller coaster ride, and all of a sudden you got to the top of the hill, and you were in this kind of space where it's just you were kind of coasting, and you were in this dark tunnel, and then all of a sudden you're coming down from that tunnel, and all of a sudden there's pictures that are on the side of the roller coaster, and so you go by them so fast that you're just it's almost it's hard to process the images that you're seeing.
That's interesting.
So it's I see flashes of things that just pass by me, and I'm just trying to, but then it's sort of it's just colors and pictures and things that I'm seeing as I'm coming down from this meditation is sort of so sometimes I write them down to like try to process them, but like it's so hard to understand. Like for somebody who doesn't do meditation, like do transcendental meditation, I don't know if that's like a normal thing or if that's like something. So I don't know, like if I should talk to my coach about it or not, but it's
I would
something.
talk to your coach about it. Like, I mean, if your coach is a professional in that type of
It doesn't
meditation.
hurt me or anything. It's just something that I'm experiencing. But the images that I'm experiencing are extremely interesting. I don't know if I feel comfortable talking about what I specifically am seeing because some of them are persistent and like
Mhm.
what I'm seeing, but like some of them are just like flashes of things that like don't make a whole lot of sense.
Mhm.
But some of them do make sense, and like I don't know how I feel about them. Um, but that yeah, this so
Well,
anyway,
maybe you can at least get confirmation if it's like a normal thing or not a normal thing.
yeah,
And what to
um,
do, like instead of like giving them the exact details of the
yeah.
imagery.
But that's what I love about transcendental meditation is that there's always like people that you can talk to about like what you're experiencing. Meditation is like that's why you pay for like pay to learn transcendental meditation is that there's always like somebody you can go back to and be like, hey, is this normal? Is what I'm experiencing normal? Is this a good thing?
Let me tell you, I could probably use some meditation in my life right now. I'm at the end of the semester and I feel like all hell is breaking loose. Like like every week nearing the end of the semester is like a different layer of hell.
I swear to God, it's one
Uh
tool in the toolbox. It's one tool in the toolbox.
I know. Well, that's what I keep telling like my students, like when it comes, because like they're overwhelmed. They're just as overwhelmed as I am, and I'm just like, take it one moment at a time, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
All you can do is use the tools you have at your disposal and just knock everything out one thing at
Yeah.
a time. And of course, that's something that I say, but I don't necessarily practice what I preach. So
Well, you're doing therapy at least, right?
yes, I am doing therapy at least, and that's been helping me. So that's always reassuring.
Mhm.
Like I told my therapist, I was just like, hey, I might have you on speed dial during finals week if things get like really hectic. So yeah, so she was just like, obviously, of course. So let's see. What else have we been up to? I think that pretty much sums it up unless there's anything else you've been up to.
Well, you've been grading papers. You
Mhm.
also didn't you say you started working out too?
Mm. Oh, so just as an FYI, everyone, I am a little sick right now. So if I mute myself to cough 5,000 times, that's why I'm quiet all of a sudden. But I have been trying to work out more this past week. I don't know. I had like a really rough day on Sunday where like I was like looking at my body and I was just like, ooh, like what's going on? And it kind of like motivated me. I was like, okay, I need to really get back into the swing of things, not just to feel like I look better, but to physically feel better. Because since it's like, you know, winter, or well, almost winter time, I've been like really lethargic and tired and just like not having really good wherewithal throughout the day to get through things without like being wanting to fall asleep constantly.
I
So
I
it's
can
been
relate to
helping.
that.
Yeah, it's been like the working out has been helping a little bit. I'm trying to make it my goal to at least get my step goal every day. And so far I've been able to get my step goal and then some for about 4 of the 5 past days, which is pretty good considering I had gone from like literally the most effort I make is eating food to like actually my arm gets a lot of exercise from eating, just shoveling the food to this mouth.
I I this you're talking about my workout plan. I like putting food in my mouth. I love putting food in my mouth, and I love taking naps. My naps. I had a whole channel. I tell you I had a whole channel dedicated to sleep streams?
You have a whole channel now for sleep stream.
No, I got rid of it because the fetish comments were just too much, and I just could not handle it. I was getting over 3,000 views on the videos, and I was like, I cannot handle this. I cannot handle this.
Oh, work it.
My sister said, get that bag, girl. And I said, I cannot handle the amount of fetish comments that I was getting on the Sleep Stream channel. So I just like deleted the whole channel. Like it was like a whole 3-week thing where it was like I was getting all these like comments. Sorry, Larry.
Oh, Larry.
But there was like a whole saga of like lore about me where I was like dealing with sleep stream stuff, and like I couldn't do the live streams because YouTube was like, you don't want to live stream these people. And I was like, I know, but they're really pushing for me to do it. And so I finally got the live streams, and it was the worst experience of my life.
3,000 views a video. That's intense.
It was intense. Like I was getting hundreds, like thousands of views on these videos.
So my latest YouTube frustration. So like, you know me, when I get on a tangent on something, I go for it. And so the new Godzilla vs. Kong trailer came out, and I saw that people were complaining about Godzilla being pink. So I made a video about it, and people have been so mad. Like, I mean, most people have been agreeing, but then there's been like these select people who've been like, what are you doing? Blah, blah. Like, Godzilla's not non-binary. Blah. And not that I even said that, but they think that that's what
Godzilla's not Barbie. Godzilla no pink.
Barbenheimer. Jackie, it's good to see you. Tonight it's Hodgepodge night, so we are talking about a variety of different things.
So pull up a squat. We're gonna just be talking crap all night, just talking about random stuff.
Randomness. And RP says, "Hi, RP. It's good to see you too. It's finals week at my college, so it's been crazy. I feel you, Donny. Yeah, it's something to navigate. So, but yeah, like so, just navigating bigots, being biggity has been the usual." That's usual, you know,
Yeah.
Not my first rodeo. So, do we want to talk about current events? What's going on?
Oh, I don't know if I want to talk about any of that stuff. It's downer stuff.
Are we gonna skip current events tonight?
Can we just skip it? Because I don't want to talk about any of that stuff.
Let's skip it. Let's just jump straight to the mission statement.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
We live in a dynamic society where social media shapes us by creating greater opportunities for connection. It has led to a developing understanding of the adversity many marginalized communities face, the powers causing the adversity, and those who act as bystanders as atrocities take place in real time. Our goal with this show is to make connections and have challenging conversations about social topics, current events, pop culture, and art. Together, let's weave the threads of understanding with what privilege we have in order to learn, educate, and create in a world that's growing.
I was lip syncing to you.
I know, I love it.
RuPaul's Drag Race Queen. Wow. RuPaul's Drag Race Queens have nothing in my lip syncing. It would have been much more effective if I didn't stumble over what I just said. No, I love that you were like the threads of like you were like dramatizing.
I got a little dance.
It's a very metaphorical dancing.
Happy mind, happy life.
Oh my god, let's talk about Godzilla.
So we saw it on the same day.
Yeah, okay, so initially Ari and I were wanting to see Godzilla -1 together, but then we found out that it was only going to be in theaters for a week, around finals week for me, obviously, so that complicated it. But then we both, without knowing that we were going, ended up going on Saturday.
Because I was like, I'm going to take myself out on a date. So
that's exactly what I did too.
I dressed myself up and
I didn't dress up. I looked like I just rolled out of bed.
I put on my cute little white dress that I have. You've seen my white dress before, haven't you?
Yes.
My cute little white dress with my little black shruggy thing.
Yeah.
And I put that on and I got all dressed up and I went down to the cinema and I had myself a drink and some cheese sticks or whatever. And I sat there and I meditated at the cinema because I came early. And so I I got some popcorn too, and I got some like with soda, and I went into the theater and I like sat and I had my little date at the movies. It was so good.
That sounds amazing. So like I ended up going to I like treated myself. I got popcorn, I got Dr. Pepper. Oh, I love it's been a while since I've had Dr. Pepper and it was so good. And so there were actually quite a few people at the viewing of Godzilla on Saturday.
So
Our
have you ever
theater,
taken a BuzzFeed poll about which soda says about your personality?
oh God. I wonder, but Dr. Pepper is probably like, this is a pedantic Capricorn. A pedantic Capricorn homo who
I am so I am Starry, which used to be called Sierra Mist, but I have fully embraced the name change of Starry because I like the name Starry better than Sierra Mist. So like I'm kind of like a Gen Z in that I'm like I really love.
You're so Gen Z.
I love Starry is such a beautiful name for a soda. It feels magical in some ways. I'm like I'm drinking magical like astrological soda, like a
I'm
star.
drinking the
Ooh, little.
constellation.
It's like it's got little bubbles. It's got little stars in it. Little starry.
Did a lot of people show up at your viewing that you went to?
It was more packed because I went to like the later showing because I went to like the 6 p.m. showing.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a good like maybe 6 or 7 groups of people, which is quite a few for my hometown.
That's good, especially for like a non-English film too.
Right. Like, because usually people, I remember once, like in the early 2000s, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, when that first came out, people, they literally had to have like a sign that said this movie is in subtitles because so many people would go to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and they would see that it was in subtitles, get mad, and demand their money back because they did not, they said, I literally heard people running out of the theater going, I'm not going to read my movie.
People are so ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
So bless the sweet attendant who like scanned my ticket and everything. But like I get in there, I'm like totting up to the little desk, to the little kiosk, you know. And I wear a Godzilla shirt. I like wear a little Godzilla shirt. And I go up there and she's like getting me checked out and I'm all ready to go. And she's like, oh wait, by the way, I hope you know this movie is in Japanese. Did you know that? And I like looked down at my shirt and I'm like, I sure did. I sure did, sis. I wouldn't have it any other way. Dubbing be damned. Dubbing, hashtag dubbing be damned.
I like it better when it's in the actual like language than because subbed is, I don't mind dubbed, but like subbed is so much better.
Well, I mean, in the Godzilla franchise, like if you watch the old movies, like the dubbing is like very inaccurate to what the actual dialogue is being said, you know?
Well, because the dubbing is just so bad.
Right. So at my viewing, it was probably 3/4 of the way full, and it was a matinee at like 1:30 p.m. Like it was like very early in the day.
Nice.
So like I was just really warmed that it was full, but I was also super annoyed because I got like I got the VIP seats, the ones that like recline and everything.
Ooh.
And I got sat between one person who was making commentary the entire film and the other person was asking me constant questions about Godzilla. And I'm just like, I am sitting there. If
honestly though, like if there's somebody who's gonna, if there's anybody who would know about the questions about the film, is you. Like you are the expert about Godzilla.
I know. But
you're like, I need to watch this in peace.
I wanted to sit there and I wanted to be terrified in peace and I wanted to sob to myself in peace because damn it, I just wanted to. But no, like it was amazing and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. The film is stunning. It's currently destroying the box office, which by the way, everyone, Godzilla Minus One has topped the box office, and that is the first time in 20 years that a non-English film has done this. Wild.
So after we watched the movie, I was like texting Donnie, and I like did this big long text of like all of the references in the movie, and like, because I was like, literally all of the Godzilla references in the movie are just like, all of the Easter eggs are insane. Like, just like, I was like, I saw this movie, I saw this movie, I saw this movie, I saw this movie, and I was like, did I miss any? And he was like, you missed.
And then
this
I
one, you
added
missed
I
this one.
added to your list.
I was like, I haven't seen those ones.
No, like, it was really, really good. And then I ended up going and seeing it a second time on Wednesday. And it's also been extended for a week. So I think Britt and I might go see it next week sometime if I get some free time. I don't know.
I think there was a couple of Japanese movies that I haven't seen that it referenced to, like the relationship, like the post-World War II stuff. I feel like there's like some old Japanese movies that it referenced that, because there was a Japanese movie that I saw about a woman, like, I feel like there's a Japanese movie that I saw that it referenced as well, about like living in, like, on an island or something with this guy, and she, I can't remember the name of it though. I'll have to look it up. But I feel like there was like an old like 1950s Japanese movie that it referenced that was like really popular, and it was like kind of about a relationship between the two of them. And it was like this romance relationship. I think it kind of referenced that as well, like old Japanese cinema.
Ooh, I'd have to do some research. Japanese cinema is stunning.
It is.
Honestly,
and
it's so good.
I've seen quite a few Japanese movies, but I haven't. There's so many really good Japanese films, and there's a lot of movies that I feel like there was some movies by there was other movies that it referenced to, like war movies that I haven't watched a lot of Japanese war movies, is the thing, because those didn't always like excite me as much, because it just wasn't my thing. But I feel like it referenced a few of those as well.
Yeah, war films aren't really like my genre of selection either.
Yeah.
Like, Godzilla is probably the closest thing that I get to that. And the interesting thing is, like, this film is definitely post World War II Japan. So like it's like very much like a historical science fiction drama, which I think makes it all the more interesting because no Godzilla film has really done that. Like, that is very much new for a guy. And I think that could be why it's doing so well, is because it brings the character back to its roots, and it has very compelling human narratives, which I think that's what makes it really phenomenal, is the human component, because infamously the Godzilla franchise has often struggled with creating human characters that people can connect with. But no, like, I was just, before we move on, like, it is such a great time to be a Godzilla fan. We get like the beautiful historical, like, melancholy drama of Godzilla -1, and now we're going to be getting the Showa era zany pink Godzilla and Kong running at the camera together, to fight some other monster. And I'm just like, I'm here for both. Best of both worlds.
I like wacky just as much as I like, because there's room for both, honestly.
If Godzilla does not do a flying jump kick in this film, I'm gonna be mad.
I want full tail, like, flying off the ground, like, to some funk music. Give me some good jazz funk music to Godzilla doing a fight. I want some good.
I'm here for it.
Acid jazz funk.
And I also heard that Mothra might be in the film as well.
Heck yeah.
And if you know me, if that is the case, I'm going to sob just because of her appearing. All right. So anyway, if you've not gone to see Godzilla -1, it's going to be out for an extra week. So I think we both strongly recommend that you go see it. It's a great film.
So let's look at some comments. We got, I agree with you about Pink Godzilla, not a Godzilla fan, but queerphobia is ridiculous. And then we also have my favorite sodas are Coke Zero, Cherry Coke, Cherry Vanilla Coke, and Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. I wish I liked flavored Cokes. Like, I certainly do not like flavored Dr. Pepper. Ooh, nothing beats regular Dr. Pepper.
So I've been eating out more just because I have like more money recently. And we talk about this later about commercialization and being frugal. So have you noticed like soda machines at are just like ridiculous? You can get all sorts of flavors now. And the soda machines, because it used to just be like little, like you get what you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now
like you would only get like 5 selections, and then you'd be stuck with that.
The customization for sodas is, I mean, like that's like a true BuzzFeed article is like the customization of flavors. Like that's like, could you imagine BuzzFeed articles today about like what flavor of soda you would be?
What's your favorite customized soda flavor when you go to the theater?
So my theater still has like the old style, so it doesn't have like the customized ones. But when I go to like Qdoba or like Chipotle to get like the customized sodas, because that's where like I'm seeing it, I like to get raspberry, lime Fanta.
Ooh, that's interesting. So for me, so like our local theater is like brand new. So like they have like all the things, right? And so I will get peach Sprite. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So Arpy's like, I like root beer. Ooh, I sometimes like root beer. Sometimes.
Although I gotta represent here. Nothing beats a good old glass of water.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. One thing I've been trying to drink more water lately too, and that's been helping me when it comes to lethargy.
Do you watch my water channel?
Of course I do.
Is my water channel.
Your water channel encourages me to be more responsible with water consumption.
I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
You're getting pretty close. I know your tarot channel's really been booming.
So talking about developing content creation, one of the things I'm doing recently, and this relates to my tarot channel, is that I am developing my art style recently. So I have this like tablet, and I have the program on there, which is Infinite Painter. So I'm learning how to draw digitally and develop my art style as an artist. Because I did draw a tarot deck before, but I'm trying to draw another tarot deck.
What was your tarot deck called? The Alien Woo Woo?
It was the Alien Woo Woo. And so now I'm drawing the Wispy Goth deck. So I'm doing a Wispy Goth deck where it's black and white with just a hint of color in it. So I'm learning like tips and tricks on how to use this program to do like a more interesting deck than I made before, using different styles. So I'm like developing my skill and changing up the way that I draw, and drawing in a slightly different way. It's still my style of how I draw, but I'm just kind of developing myself as an artist and like doing a little bit differently. I don't plan on selling it. I just want to draw for myself and have like interesting decks for myself. So
it's exciting.
It's just developing myself as a creator and like a content creator, and just having like fun decks, because I like collecting decks. And so part of my collecting of decks is that I like creating decks, and it's just something I like to do as a creator. How do you, like, what are you doing to, do you do anything like that to develop your content on YouTube?
Well, I've not really been doing anything super new. So I've been On the poetic front, I've been kind of stretching myself a little bit. I'm working on 2 projects. One I actually cannot talk about because it's actually a pretty huge one. I'll tell you in Messenger at some point, but I can't talk about it on YouTube yet. But another one I'm working on, like, so do you remember Brotherwell, Brian Bozeman?
Yeah.
We've been for about a year working on an album together.
Ooh.
Of some very like eco, like pro eco, super gay songs and poems.
Nice.
So that so I guess when it comes to artistry as a poet, I never really kind of branched out or experimented with it until now, especially now with like these like multimodal like media opportunities. Like it's been, and actually the other big opportunity that I can't talk about has to do with poetry too, and melding it into another major genre format of writing. Writing/art. So like it's really exciting. Now other like new things that I would like to do. I don't know if I'll have time to do it over break, but I really want to get into bonsai. I really want to grow bonsai trees, but that's like a decades long commitment because it takes forever, but I want to do it. I really want to do it. I have like 5 books on bonsais, and I really just need to hunker down and read them.
See you develop bonsai trees. Like that would be so interesting. But I know it's like a commitment thing, and like that would be, but oh man.
I mean, I do have commitment.
Be like 70 years old and see like this little perfect bonsai tree and just like, oh, Donny, man.
I feel like you and I are the epitome of people with commitment. Yeah. I mean, we've been doing this for 4 years, for example. Yeah. Whereas if it were like me in college, I would have done this for 5 seconds and been like, oh, now I'm like, let's do long form creative projects. No, I think, okay, so when it comes to creative projects, I think that's what I've really fallen in love with.
Yeah.
And I think that this podcast has a lot to do with why I do, is because I think that long form creative projects are very fulfilling, and you get to watch yourself grow over the course of that long form creative project. And you can celebrate milestones of growth throughout it, which feels really good. So
yeah.
How do you feel about
doing this with you too?
Well, yeah, like at the end of the day, I do this because I love hanging out with you, and I love hanging out with people who watch.
It's a Taylor.
Taylor, happy Hanukkah.
Happy first day of Hanukkah.
Oh my God, Taylor. Taylor posted this wonderful Instagram like series of stories today, like talking about like Hanukkah and stuff, and it was wonderful. It actually made me really emotional listening to it.
I was doing my meditation on the TM Connect app, like because they do a Zoom meeting, and Bob Roth, who I believe is Jewish, was talking about the first day of Hanukkah.
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
I know. I was like, it's the first day of Hanukkah, and I actually did look up like all of the holidays for December, and I knew that Hanukkah was coming up. And I was really excited about it. Exciting.
I'm so happy that you're here, Taylor, and I hope that you're navigating the end of the semester okay. So what else has been going on? Do we want to talk a little about the holidays? Are you looking forward to the holidays? Like, obviously we're in the full swing of holidays right now.
I am decorated for the holidays. Did you know that my mom was so worried about the fact that I only had, I don't know if you can see this, my bed is kind of a mess right now. I only have 1 blanket for my bed for winter. So I have to like crank up the heat in my apartment, but it still gets very cold at night. I don't have very much insulation on, it gets very cold in here. My mother was very, very concerned about the fact that I only had 1 blanket on my bed and was like, hey now. So my mother went out and bought me blankets for my bed. It was like, honey, you cannot freeze at night. I need you to be warm.
That's kind of sweet.
Here's some blankets for you.
See, I don't know about you. I don't care if it is January sub-zero weather, my bedroom needs to be cold when I'm sleeping. If it's not cold when I'm sleeping, I'm hot and miserable.
Oh no. So for me, it doesn't matter how high I crank up the heat. It will always be cold at night because at some point in the night, my heater will crank out cold air so
Oh,
it could be 75. The thermostat could be set to 75, which I have it set, and it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning blasting out freezing cold air.
that doesn't sound like it's good. Like,
So it does not matter how hot I set it. It's going to be cold at
does it
night.
need to be fixed? Like, that's
That's
concerning.
just how my building works. It's because my windows are cold. It's all cold in here. That's why I keep all my doors of my rooms and stuff all closed, and like
Right.
I keep everything closed, and I try to like I don't close my bedroom door, but I keep like the guest bedroom closed. I keep the bathroom closed. I keep everything closed, and I try to like snuggle up in my blanket, and I just like so I would just be like huddled next to my cat trying to stay warm. And I usually what I'll do is I'll take like a bath or a shower before I go to bed, and like I'll kind of go off that heat of that before I go to bed.
Mm.
But so my mom was like, "Let me get you some blankets so you don't freeze at night."
Taylor's like, give me cold and give me blankets. I can layer as I choose. No, that's kind of us too. So like we have like, let me tell you our wild sleeping habits. So we do have like we have like an oversheet. Then we have like a small like thin blanket, and then we have like a comforter. So we sleep under some layers. But we have a box fan running in our room for like the noise.
Yeah.
We have a ceiling fan running. I have a humidifier running.
Oh no, see, I don't have that much noise in I like sleeping in silence. I
Oh,
and
I
I can
love
fall
having white
I can fall
noise.
right asleep. As you watch, if you've ever watched my sleep streams, 2 minutes out.
I am jealous. Like Britt falls asleep in like 2 minutes. It takes me like 5 years to fall asleep. But once I do fall asleep, I'm like dead.
That's why I meditate, is because it helps me fall asleep at night.
You know, that might be a good reason for me to take up meditation.
I'm telling you, I'm so close to convincing you. I'm so close. I'm so close.
So, okay, let's talk about decorations. Like, so you said you have your decorations up already.
I do, yeah.
We have our decorations have been up since like November 1st because the
Did
moment.
you put out outside decorations outside your house?
No, no, we haven't. We're still trying to figure out like what the best layout would be for it because it's a new house and we haven't really. I don't think we have enough decorations for outdoor decorations. But like we have 2 trees up. We have like garlands, mantelpiece things, like so many things. And thankfully, the cats have been like leaving stuff alone. Has Larity been? I see Larity laying on your bed.
No, and I put this in the note. My cat got sick recently because he was eating off the tree. He was eating off me because he likes to hide under the tree, and he likes to kind of because I'll be like sitting at the kitchen table doing my like daily journaling and stuff, and like whatever, eating breakfast or whatever, and he likes to hang out underneath the tree. And I saw him recently. He was like kind of like chewing on the plastic like branches and stuff. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it because it didn't look, I wasn't sure if he was doing it. But then he got sick and like he wasn't eating normally and he was kind of lethargic. And I was like, oh God, like something's wrong. And so like he was refusing food and like he was kind of like, he wasn't vomiting, but he was just sort of like not doing well. Like, when your cat's not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a vet appointment and then they were like, just keep watching him. If he stops eating completely, like here's an emergency number, like to take him to an emergency vet. And I was like, okay, cool. But it got me thinking like maybe we should talk about during the holidays, like what sort of decorations like are good for pets in your house. And so I was looking up like do's and don'ts of like what to decorate. And I was looking around my apartment of like what other things like are bad for my cat. And here he is. So one of the things I had in my apartment that I think probably was also bad for him that I kind of like moved away from an area that he kind of like frequents is cinnamon scented pine cones. They were just like in this like glass like jar thing. But I was wondering if like he was getting into them because they're not bad if like you can smell them, but I was thinking that maybe he was like licking them. And so they're bad if like your pet ingests them because the cinnamon is bad for pets. So I was just like putting that out there that if you have like scented pine cones, that's actually bad for pets if like they get into them. Tinsel is common one that they're bad for pets. I can't think of anything
I think
else.
anything that's like small that they can like choke on is kind of bad. Like I know like we had like these little small things with like little red like it's like kind of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer puff things that they could easily like, because I found them like playing with it on the floor one day and I was like, oh god, like if you eat that,
anything with like glitter, like that can kind of flake off that they can like lick or like,
well, like even like with artificial trees, like sometimes like I know we have like a really old artificial tree where like the needles fall off from it, and I like quickly sweep those up because I worry about them eating those needles.
You know what's also bad for cats is poinsettias. Aren't those toxic?
Yes, poinsettias are extremely toxic to all pets and humans too. Don't ever eat a poinsettia, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't lick a poinsettia. You will get very sick.
You know what I'm going to do the next time I get drunk?
Oh no. Taylor says, where did the garland go that I made you? What am I doing with the comments? I think I might still have it in storage somewhere. We have not fully unearthed all of our stuff yet. So it's probably in storage, I'm willing to bet. It's either there or in my on-campus office, possibly.
He's not lying. He probably like it's probably hidden in a closet because he did one too many drag shows with it and he had to retire it.
Probably. That is probably the absolute truth. Oh my god, the weather. So let's talk about the weather. It's December.
Let's talk about the weather. Is this Welcome to Night Vale?
One second, I got a cough.
Oh okay, no, poor Donny. Poor Donny's sick.
Yeah, like so Britt has been sick for like a week. And I was like, ooh, I'm skating through. I'm not getting this. Woohoo. And then early in the week happens. And I like pull some really long like days at work and stuff like that. And then suddenly I start feeling a twinge in my sinuses. Feeling a twinge.
Poor Donny.
And yeah, now I have like this weird sinus drainage cough thing. And apparently people have been saying that it's been going around. It's always something.
Do you have any good pee pee poo poo stories?
No, I've not shit my pants lately. Or I've not almost shit my pants lately.
No, you just have some good sinus drainage, which is
no, wait, natural... actually I do.
Oh, let's dig in for a good pee pee poo poo story.
Okay, so a week and a half ago, I have one at least once or twice a month. So like a week and a half ago, I was on campus and it was a really busy day. And I was like, I'm going to just get a salad for lunch. Because like, I didn't want a sandwich. I didn't want a wrap. I wanted a salad.
Absolutely.
And I ate said salad. It was like a, it was like a garden salad with like apples and cranberries and stuff. Because I love fruit in salad. Really, a lot.
I don't want to ruin your ability to have restaurant salads, but I can never eat a restaurant salad ever to save my life anymore.
Ooh, because they're gross or because?
No, because I was on campus at Central before and there were spiders in the salad before.
Oh my god, I remember you telling me about that. Actually, was I with you
when I lived in Death Valley, people would find cockroaches in their salad all the time.
Oh hell no. No. I don't do cockroaches. I don't do spiders either.
So it's just been ruined for me that I just can't get salads at other places where I don't know where the lettuce has been.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, so suffice it to say, I ate this salad, and within 15 minutes, I was waddling very fast to the
All
bathroom.
that fiber.
I was well, because I had family at the week prior, so we literally just lived on starches and carbs, like the most disgusting food. So like my body was like, "Oh my god, I'm eating leaves right now. What is happening?" And I proceeded to shit and shit and shit like 5 times. Thankfully, all before I had to go to class. So got it out of my system, you know. But I was just like, did I lose 10 pounds?
But can we talk about this? Like, that's the thing, like, as a vegetarian, like, that scared me as, like, that, like, getting a salad at a restaurant. Like, I just don't trust. First of all, I don't trust their ability to refrigerate the salad, the vegetables, because,
Right.
because there's something about that. And maybe that's why you got sick, is because, like, they didn't refrigerate the salad properly. Like, it might be
Maybe.
old.
I really
And
think it was just, I mean, I think it was more so the dressing because I looked and noticed that the dressing was expired.
yeah, restaurants don't do salads very well. I don't know what it is. Like, you think that you're eating healthy, but there's something about getting a salad at a restaurant, or like getting it somewhere like in public. You just they can't ensure the ingredients very well.
Yeah.
I always tell people, you're wasting your money getting a salad in a public place, like, unless like you can ensure the quality of the ingredients, and like they're known for having really good salads. Most of the time, pass, because
I mean,
it's just like, the fact of the matter is I have found so many places that have found, and like, it's just natural. You're going to get, especially if you're dealing with like a large quantity where like you're dealing with the public and stuff. The fact of the matter is there's going to be like insects in the salads,
mhm.
in the product. And like, people don't do quality control where they're not like looking over those things. So you're just going to find things in the salad, and just like, they don't often like do quality control. So I just don't want to have that jump scare on me.
I don't well, like, no, if I had that happen to me, I would be super traumatized. So I would not want to do that either.
And it's not happened to me several times. So
Which is insane
I
to
just
me.
don't do it. I just like, salads are like, I make the salad myself, and like I can do it at home. But like, if
Right.
anybody's like, gee, you're a vegetarian, here's what you can have on the menu, a salad. And I'm just like, I would rather go to the lowest pits of hell before I order a salad at a restaurant.
I mean,
You are crazy right now. You are
I
crazy.
mean, that is the case. Like, I mean, unless it's like Olive Garden's bottomless salads.
No,
Ooh.
even then, you've got to be
Oh,
crazy. Olive Garden,
and
no,
oh, Ari, dunking a
no.
breadstick, dunking a
You think
breadstick.
those cooks at Olive Garden are looking over the ingredients of a salad?
Ugh.
They get paid minimum wage. They do
You know
not
what?
care.
If I squash that bug with a breadstick and I don't see it, protein. Just, just protein, because that's how much I love breadsticks.
Yum yum. Yum yum.
Now, okay? So at home though, what is your go-to salad that you like to make?
Ooh. So I have two that I like making. My first is, I love making all the ingredients for like taco stuff and then
Oh,
throwing it on a salad.
I do like that too. That is really yummy. My
Taco stuff,
family used to
throw
call
some
that
tortilla chips
haystacks.
on there. You just get this like nice taco salad going.
Yeah, my family used to call those haystacks all the time.
Yeah. The other thing I like doing is, for like a nice fall salad, I like getting some like apples, like cutting up some like apples, and like getting some like cranberries, and like throwing a nice like dressing on there, like an olive oil dressing, and like just putting stuff in and just like mixing it all together with nice romaine lettuce, and that's good.
Oh, that sounds so good. So
And like almonds, or like
yeah, like a crunch of some
a
sort.
crunch, yeah, like
Yeah,
some kind of nut in there.
like a I like walnuts or pecans
That's
in
what I
my
was thinking, like
salad.
a walnut or an almond.
So for me, so like I think I may have mentioned this before, but I love prepping mason jar salads because it was a trend on TikTok like a year and a half ago, and I like really caught on to that.
Absolutely.
So now I might get I really like sweet dressing, so like I might get like a fat-free raspberry vinaigrette or something, or like an
Oh,
apple
yeah.
vinaigrette. So one of my favorite salads actually is Panera's Fuji apple salad. But
Ooh, do you
Panera,
like the sour kind?
I do. Panera is so expensive though. So like I was like, you know what? Damn it, I'm gonna start making my own salad. So like I kind of like did some research and concocted like something that resembles the Panera Fuji apple salad because it's like romaine lettuce, three sisters, like greens. It has like the dried, like dehydrated apples on there for a crunch, with walnuts and feta cheese. Ari,
Absolutely.
for some reason in my past life, I hated feta cheese, and now I could literally just just open a carton, dump it in. That's how I feel about feta
My
cheese.
guilty pleasure is getting the Mediterranean veggie sandwich from Panera.
Ooh, those are good too. I've had those. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I just wish
Um,
Panera wasn't so expensive.
yeah, that's the thing about like it's being frugal. Like that's the thing is
And the
doing things
commercialization.
getting things or doing things where you don't have to like pay money and like this I would for a long time here I was not even going out to eat or like I think like this month is probably the most I've gone out to eat like in the last like 6 months because I just do not go out to eat very much.
hmm Arpy says, I love feta and cheddar cheese.
Mhm.
Taylor says, I love the Mediterranean veggie, but with their pepper ciabatta instead.
Ooh,
Ooh,
yes.
I love me a ciabatta. Ooh.
But one thing I've noticed is one of the purchases I made recently, I bought an espresso machine, and I literally have saved like over $400 in the last like 2 months by not going out to Big B, getting coffee because I would get coffee literally like every day, and that like it's like $10 at like 10 15
Mhm.
dollars a day with tip, and so like I was spending that much money on coffee, and so like making it home, it's like fraction of the cost, and so like and now I'll be able to like because it's such a cost saver, I'm allowed to have like several cups of coffee if I want and it's fraction of the cost. Like I'll have like 2 cups of coffee and I couldn't have that when I would go to the coffee shop. Like that would just be too much.
Mhm.
So like I have fun with it. Like I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, like I do like latte art. I like try to make
Mhm.
my hand at latte art. And like I've gotten really good at trying my hand. Sometimes I just like dump it in and I'm like, I'm not even gonna try this. Like I'm just like, I want my
You
latte. I
know,
don't care.
so your testimonial of having a espresso machine has really made me want to get one. After having been the barista for 10 years, it's kind of an atrocity that I don't have an espresso machine. I have a milk frother. I just don't have an espresso machine. And you know what? Sometimes I would just like to make a latte.
Well, I'm telling you, they have them. They on Walmart.com. They have an espresso machine right now for $50, and you can get like a pretty decent espresso machine for like either $100 or like in the $100 range for a pretty decent one.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's pretty good actually.
And that comes with a steam wand.
hmm Yeah, I think I might get one because it's just necessary.
Well,
Um
and some of them come with a grinder on them. If you go up to like $120, you can get some with like grinders on them, so like you can grind your own beans.
mhm. I do have like a bean grinder. It's not attached to a coffee maker or anything.
Yeah,
Um, and if you just leave the beans in longer, you can grind them so they're fine enough to be espresso.
yeah.
So other like self-care purchases that you've made for yourself. I'm trying to think of other self-care purchases.
So I bought some tarot cards for self-care purchases. That was like one of the things that I bought. And that was like some things. I also bought some adult-friendly purchases.
Oh, okay. I mean, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that. I'm trying, like, I've. Did you say it's 'tis the season?
'Tis the season.
Oh my god. That broke me. RP asks, have you heard any AI covers? Not really. I'm not like a huge AI music person. Unfortunately.
I heard a John Lennon and Paul McCartney cover, like AI cover, and that was very interesting to me that Paul McCartney posted, and that was that was very.
That is interesting.
It's the season for my love since buzz 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 buzz.
Oh my gosh, we're gearing up for 2024. How are you feeling about that?
I'm already burnt out. Like, I made my list of like what I wanted to do for 2024, and I was already like, oh, I'm already so.
You're all like, I'm already done.
Like, I was
not even here yet.
Because most of my stuff, most of my goals for 2024 are writing projects, and I'm like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and this, and this. I'm going to write all of these projects, and I'm like, oh, I already don't have enough time.
I feel that. So 2024 is going to roll in really quickly for me because I have like a conference to go to on the 4th that I'm presenting at in Philadelphia. So like it's already going to be like stressful.
You're going to Philadelphia? Oh, nice.
I am, yeah. And I really need to knock out a book next year. I really do because I feel it in me. It's just a question of doing it.
Like a poetry book?
A poetry book, yes. Yeah. Yes. I also I really want to get into dabbling into fiction again.
NaNoWriMo.
I know. I should have done it this year. So, do we want to close the episode with some poems?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Surely do.
Surely do.
Do you want to start?
I can start. Let me find it first. I thought you were going to start.
Oh, I can start. I can start.
No, I can find it.
I wrote some poetry for my I wrote an audio drama for NaNoWriMo. What? That's amazing.
Are you just realizing that you did that?
No, Taylor did.
Oh. That is awesome.
So I've been writing poetry for my poetry class, and there was a poem that I wrote that's based on this poem called The Sleepers. And so I wrote it's really short. It's a 5-part poem based on a poem called The Sleepers. So if you'll allow me, I can start. It's called Natural God Beach. 1. We all come back day after day, the waves that stretch out endlessly and pull us in, the fishermen that wear their heavy gear, the walkers that bring their dogs, and me, scratching furiously as people look curiously on, in dreamlike faces, sleepy in the tired harbor, peeling paint on wind-blown, ruddy complexities. I'm creating worlds here, and they're living in words and phrases, day by day, between the lines of canary yellows and blues, sunshine leaps of Memorial Day to goodwill towards all men in December. 2. They come in waves and waves, sunny days to gray weather witches of November, drawing in surfers of wind, which dance pirouettes and sing on the hollowing. They are in little parts of creation too, like birds. They have a place in heaven. How goes it? The whole town comes despite snow and ice, the swans of spectacle, all huddled up together on the edge of freshwater dream. 3. If you look at the waves long enough, I reckon you'll see the gods emerge, or some kind of god, pulling down the universe out of me, out of my chest, having spent the core of me, all of us, and all sacrifices we've made with our blood, sweat, and fears. We come for the natural God, not the one in the slowly destroyed churches that are underfoot, the church of my grandmother and grandfather, the one that showed the one that saw them off gently to other realms and showed me rainbows and dragonflies and told me to take care. 4. Here we are, giving our daily prayer to the natural fresh water, the lake, the natural sea as it is, my home where I live, and I drown my eyes in its depths like so many children have, over the years bobbing on the scuba diver's scope, asking me for service, which the gods have taken away, out gobbled up like all the other sacrifices of inattention, and we give it all to the natural here. It is all consuming. It is one until we go home to our beds and dream of a future where we are free. 5. Truly free of things that bind us up and tear us down, a state of depression that is always hanging around like a cloud, raining down on us. Natural God, beach God, give us prayer, hear our answer, take us away from here.
Wow. Like the imagery in that is stunning. And I love like what was that line? The swans of spectacle, or what was that line again? Can you read it for me?
It's swans of spectacle.
The swans of spectacle like just sends me. It's so good. It sounds so good. But no, like I think I really enjoy that piece because, and we were talking about it a little bit before this stream as well, but I really think that it has such a conscious awareness regarding like space and the way like people inhabit spaces. Mm-hmm. And the way like I kind of like think of spaces as being like omniscient themselves, as being like seeing like all the people that come and go in them.
Yeah.
You know,
I like that.
I don't know if that's what you were aiming for, but that's kind of how it hit me.
I appreciate this, how you're experiencing it though.
So I have a poem that I wrote for Octopoember that I can read. It's actually, I don't think I've read it, and actually this is not the one that I read to you earlier, Ari, either. This is a different one. So it's called it's for the prompt that was for Threshold, and I wrote about being bipolar and experiencing a manic episode, which I really haven't done yet. This is kind of new to me. And it's titled Icarus the Bipolar. Let's fly on the norepinephrine high because this tangle of flesh and chemicals thinks it's a wingless bird tearing through the jet stream. It's time to clean, blow off steam. I'm a tea kettle of artistry and Mount Vesuvius has nothing on me. Wash the dishes, scrub the bathroom, sweep the floor, write the poem, then multitask while taking out the trash. Just call me the little engine that could. Climb the self-made mountain because I need to work out anyway. Shift the gears, it's 3 a.m. Did I message back? The emails don't write themselves. Oops, I graded a stack of papers on this assembly line in hell. Blackout, it's 12 p.m. It hurts to breathe again. Because now I'm a kite without a tether, flitting down to earth toward a shadow surface, a field of disjointed tasks I couldn't complete.
Oh my God, that's so relatable.
That
is so relatable in so many ways.
I was just like I remember.
I feel like this is like a poetry collection though, because you've done several poems now where you talk about volcanoes.
Yes, I have, especially between that one and the Pierce Brosnan being sexy poem. Yeah.
Very interesting imagery about bipolar. Maybe that's something you should talk about is talking about gay awakening, being gay as well, but also exploring maybe possibly like your mental health.
Definitely. I've kind of done it in prior collections, but I don't think as upfront as that. So hopefully that'll turn into something. Rogue Agent Killer Rodan, it's good to see you. RB, I have no idea. Make me laugh. I guess. Well, my friends, we have reached the end of this episode. Next week is our season finale of season 4 of Restitching the Tapestry, which is kind of hard to believe. And then the rest of the month will be like recap episodes. One will be like funny moments. One will be like key highlights, etc. So Stay tuned for all of those. Ari, any final words?
I love all of you. Go see Godzilla.
Yes, go see Godzilla -1. It's absolutely necessary. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.